Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry, where we are following this little waste removal truck as it goes on a merry little journey to dump some waste into the ocean, because that's how environmentally friendly we are, and it just crashed straight into the other truck. So, I am recording this the same day I recorded the last video, which isn't out as of the time of recording, obviously. So if you put any helpful comments telling me that I did something stupid, I haven't seen them, so I apologise that whatever you told me I'd done stupid is still stupid. That is just the way things are going to be in this video. So last time, if we move away from this little trucky boy, that little picker-upper-do, I think that's what we call them, we built all this. We finally got all this up and running. One thing I thought after the fact I need to do is I need to put an alert on this to tell me, notify me if this is full. Because if that fills up, then we can no longer make this and we need to unpause this pipe. What would probably be a better solution would be putting a balancer in here. But I'm hoping that once we actually start using a bit more of the sulfur in a few things, and we're using the acid in more places, that's something that will just take care of itself a bit more. So currently we are not keeping any heavy or light oil in stock. That's fine, that was anticipated. We knew we would be burning a lot more because we are now running all of our power here. One thing I did think, however, is this boiler here outputs 48 steam and these use 24 steam. So one of these is enough to run two of these at the moment. Wow. We've got 3 boilers here, of which we're expecting 2 to be able to run pretty much full time. Well-ish. We're making enough to do, it's like 1 and, what do we think it was? So it's 54 and we're making 30. Oh, so we should be making enough to run that one full time. And then this one runs, so it uses 36. Yeah, like 2/3 of the time, plus occasionally it'll use a little bit of light oil that is coming off the excess that we're not using. Is it silly having these piped up separately? Because right now, once we get our 50 light oil in here, only half of it's going in here, or 60 light oil, only half of it's getting to this one, and the other half's going in here. What we probably are going to want there is a balancer here, which uses this as the priority and outputs to that one afterwards. Yeah, because right now it gets 60 in here a minute, and it sends 30 of that across there immediately and 30 of that across there immediately. Yeah. Do I want to do that now? Let's not worry about that now. We'll just forget about that for another time. We have copper refinement too, which is something we have wanted for quite some time. So yes, anyway, the point is we should have at least 2 boilers running all the time. We've only got, however, 2 of these. We could probably fit another, I put this in here to remind me, we could probably fit another 2 of those in. The other thing I want to do is make sure we could actually fit in, which is a, how many fuel trucks do I have? Oh, they're just taking fuel to the other places. That's fine. Fit in another flywheel. Flywheel? Yes, another flywheel here. So to do that, I'm going to want to come over to this. I'm going to come to a mining designation. And I'm going to want to tell this to make... Is this really level 3? No, it's not. I did not think it was. To make this over there, like just flatten all of that. Flatten all of that. And if we take this, that is enough space to fit that in there. The downside to that is that trucks won't be able to get down this way anymore. They will have to go around. But you know what? I'm willing to live with that. So we need our, was one of these our dirt control tower? I have no idea. Not that one. Not that one. It was this one. Okay. So if we just edit the area and we just extend this a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all of this area out for the moment. So the only thing they can dig up is over here. And then all of the little diggers we have around here should immediately start heading up there to do that. And this one I'm going to just change the name of. So we know what it's doing, and this is the Flattenator. Flattenatory. No. Flattenator. There we go. So now we know what that one's doing. That one is just flattening all the land around for us. Did we decide last time yet that both our tree harvesters are not doing anything? And that's because our storage is full. So this is the output on this side. Yeah, so let's just... Do we want to just make more output? If I just like duplicated all of this. And just flipped it around. Can trucks still get around there? Yeah, okay, that's fine then. So let's do that. Let's just Unity, like 3 of those. And then let's bring in a flat conveyor from there to there. And let's Unity that as well. Excellent. So that's going to get some more wood storage, so we can at least do some more stuff. There are some designations outside of a mining tower. That's fine. That's all those ones there, because we're just waiting for these to do this bit, so we can fit that bit in over there. That means we do not want this flywheel here at the moment. Because we want to put, if we just Unity that, get that out of the way. Quick, quick, quick. Don't have a lot of Unity coming in anymore. Oh, where's our ship? Our ship has come home. And we did want to... 200 construct. We literally have 200 construction parts. Is that what we set it to store, I wonder, before it starts doing construction parts 3? Well, we are going to load that up to upgrade the oil rig, so the oil rig is capable of handling hopefully all of the input we need, rather than relying on this to do half of it as well, because the ship's gone off to get more oil, but we only have 200 oil left over here at the moment. This is... Oh, it's probably not making anything, but that's because our diesel's full, and that's a good place to be. That is being told to empty diesel whenever it can, so if that is full, that just means all of our diesel stores dotted around, including this one, are full. That's fine. I am perfectly happy with that. I'm assuming this isn't filled. No, that's fine. I don't know why I thought it would be. So if we come over here and we cut these and we put these on here. Whoop. I'm not going to build them yet. And I think this works. And I think it's the same for the villages. I think if this is in like ghost build mode and we attached 4 of these. Okay, so we do need to get rid of this pillar quickly. And we attached 4 of these. If we built those, not that we need them at the moment, but if we built those, they would still run. That sort of, the shaft that runs between them still exists. Right, the Flattenator has nothing available to mine, which means we should be able to fit that one back on there. Excellent. Can you still all get out? Yes, you can. Let's go to... I love the Flattenator. I didn't think about the fact it was going to pop up its name when it did that. So if we edit this area and we just bring this all the way down here, and all... Oh, okay, and you... And all the way down here. There we go. Then they will get back to work. Excellent. So we can unpause this. And then we have this here ready to go. And then we could even get some more flywheels in. We'd need to get rid of a lot of these. Okay, let's just do that, shall we? Ah, it did not. Why did you not? Just not getting rid of that pillar. Interesting. Interesting. I thought it got rid of that pillar. That's fine. If we need to, we could always delete these and put these down and then route the pipes back over the top. I'm not in any desperate need for this. I just wanted to make sure that I had the extra steam turbines planned in the middle so we could easily plug them in. Although that probably needs to be upgraded to a 200 pipe. But we don't need it yet. That's fine. We are making more than enough power to cover our current load. The cargo, this is struggling to find a destination it can reach. Have you guys got yourselves stuck in here? Yes. So can I get rid of any of these pillars? I can't do that one. Okay. So if I just deleted that for the moment and Unity'd it and then sped the game up, okay, that pillar's still there. If I delete this and Unity this, can you now get through there? Not quite. Can I get rid of this pillar? Can you now get through there? Is that still no? Okay, so if I get rid of, let's just say I get rid of this to this. Oh, well, that one just came in there. So now I think you're just lying to me. Yeah, okay. So you can all get in there now. So what I now need to do is create a pillarless run from there to there. Not that. So if I do that, I don't really want that one there. No, I didn't want the pillar there. Stop it, game. Okay, let's delete a bit more of this. So I think I should be able to get rid of that one. Yes. If I do that, and then that, and then I Unity build that. Come here, you. Show me your navigation. Maybe, maybe not is the answer. Maybe, maybe not. Well, they can always get to it from that side. I'm pretty sure they don't need to go in there to get... I think they can access the fuel depot from there anyway. That should be enough for us to figure that out. The mixer's there, we don't need that anymore, and we don't need that anymore. We've done all of that. Yeah, that is a lot of waste that's just being thrown down there. That concerns me slightly. So, that's that bit done. The next thing we need to look at doing is this. So this is going to be interesting. So we want to get rid of this whole pipe network. We don't need this. These farms aren't currently running. I probably could have kept this bit here and flipped it so we could connect them to this if needed, but it's done now. We don't want that. That's going to be in the way of us expanding up there. We want to keep this bit here. We want to get rid of this pipe temporarily. And that pipe will run up here somewhere. And we want to get rid of all these farms, which are loaded with food at the moment. So do I want to think about doing something about that? Can I do anything about that is the question. So if we just put in an extra couple of storages. And we said we wanted to get this one out of there. Yes, we can. We want to flip these so they are this way. Oh, and I cut rather than... Oh no, I copied rather than cut, I mean. So if we do them that way, we can take one into there. And one into there. We can Unity all of those, just to get a little bit of that extra storage out. Because they've got some potatoes in there, we've got some potatoes in there, we've got potatoes and vegetables in there. If we can get all of that out into this, I don't feel as bad deleting these farms, which I'm about to do. So let's let that go and empty all of that. struggling to find a destination it can reach. Construction parts. Yes. Yes. Yes, you would. You would. Because I completely blocked it in. Not a lot. Not a lot I can do about that. What is it we're trying to build that you can't... What did I just build? So I did those ones. I did those ones. I don't think we're currently waiting to build anything. That will be fixed. You're also trying to get to that, aren't you? Darn it. The only thing I could do is delete this and move this further away. I don't know what they're trying to build, though. I feel like they're trying to build this. Whatever it was I just built. The extra storages, but then I did it anyway. There are more potatoes than I thought. And even more vegetables than I thought. I'm going to have to do something about this, aren't I? Because it's just really not happy. So let's unity that. If we bring this one, like... It's not a good place to put it, that's the thing. We could just try and live with one for the moment. But I'm not a massive fan of that. We did that. And that. No, because they still can't get there. Of course they still can't get there. Because now those are in the way. So we would need to... I don't even know if that would do it. Was that just... No, there is a little bit there. It's just facing that way still. Let's get rid of that bit as well. If we did that, I think they could then get there. This isn't going to be delivering into this, which is unfortunate. I don't know if I could get that. I suppose... If we went... Well, that is the only output. If we went to like here, 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 and here... It's a bit silly, but trucks can get underneath still. Okay, let's do that. That's fine. It's not fine. It'll do. So we have a few potatoes left on the belt. This is still trying to output potatoes. We've only got 8 in there. We've got 7 in there. We've got nothing in there. So we've just got a few potatoes in there. That's about it. So let's do this. So we want to do this pipe, and this is going to break a lot of things. This is what we need to do. Okay, you didn't go anywhere near far enough. And then dosh, dosh, dosh. Let's do this one from here to here. And then we're also going to want to get rid of that belt, belt underneath, this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt. Okay. And let's just unity all of that. That belt gone. delete that. Let's delete that. Unity that. So these aren't currently inputting into this, but that's an easy fix when we get there. Right, so that's all gone now. So let's server them down and think about this a bit. So, similar to what I mentioned up here with the shaft connecting through ghost buildings, I think the way these work is if I did that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, even though they're not built, I could now build this up here. And if I built that, it would still count as being connected to our system down here. So I could build that with some farms up here. I'm just going to build one more there. Just because I want, like I say, I want that little bit of buffer space. We have room to do storage and stuff there. I don't know if that's necessary. We don't want these ones here. So we could build this one connected to our new farm network. Bearing in mind we're going to have to leave a little bit of space for stuff to get in and out, I suppose, but that's a problem for another time. And then we could connect this all up to this and just let this one drain its own storage. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Obviously, the downside with this is we are going to lose a lot of space for trucks to move in and out. So let's just do, so if we wanted to build this here, it would be there. And then that research lab collides, but that's fine. So we'd want this one here. So I think we'd actually want those one tile closer, so we could get to the water. We don't need that one. That was just a placeholder. I deliberately haven't put one in the middle there, because we're going to want to build a decoration there at some point. We will at some point. We wanted to get rid of this one as well. Right now we don't have any housing, however, so we do want to unpause that one and potentially Unity build it if we can. Now comes the question, what do we do here? What an interesting question that is. Well, we need to connect this water system back up to... So right now... we have that one connected there, no reason. So if we just get rid of, like, that. And Unity that. Any day now. Okay. And then we're going to want to take this 200 pipe. We're going to want to bring this at height 5 to... I suppose we could bring it right up to the edge of the farms. Can't see anything particularly wrong with that. Going to want to bring that all the way over here and connect that in here. And then we can get rid of that bit. Which farms are we going to want to start with? So we had 3 farms. So I guess we want to build 4 farms. So it makes sense to do these 4 here, because this is where we already are. Oh, in fact, saying that, I do want 2 tiles of space here, because I need to get organics and water down there. So let's... Yes, that was a pain. Let's pop this one back in there. Not copy, cut. And then we want to put these back in here with at least a couple of tiles of space. That should be fine, but we will worry about that when we come to it, I guess. So, if we try to do water first, if we bring this in at height 5, is it going to need to be 200 pipe? Probably not. Let's bring that in over there. And then for the sake of argument, let's bring a... I don't want it to... I keep trying to... I just want to build a pipe. Let's bring another pipe which goes down there as... What's gone on there? Why did you do that? We don't want this jiggly-jaggliness. So get rid of that a second. I don't know if we maybe want to leave 3 spaces here. Height 5. I don't know what it is you're doing. Nope. Definitely not height 5. This is just a test pipe. Do you know what? I'm just going to take it off of this. Which we can't do because it's too close to the other connector. That's fine. Let's just do this. Right. So if we wanted to do that and we then wanted to connect. What we can do here is we can do the old control and go down a level. So we want to connect that one into there. That looks fine. We want to connect this one into here. That looks fine. We can't put another connector close to that one, but that's sort of fine, except for the fact that it's not. So maybe we do want these an extra tile apart. Let's do that. In fact, I probably should have done these belts first, but I don't think that's going to be as much of a problem. We've given ourselves 4 spaces there. I think that's fine. But I think we do want to move both of these so they are actually 3 tiles apart. And I think they're still all lined up. So then we can get rid of this whole pipe. And then for the sake of argument, if we wanted to do an organic feed from another 5 height pipe, we wanted to connect this one into here, this one into here. Wait a second, you're not connected. No, I did it at the last second. It just did something silly. There. So that's all the water connected. And then if we did want to connect in the fertilizer, that would be from there to there, there to there. Ah, no, they would need to go the other way, but they haven't. So we want them to go, like, out the same way. Yes, like that. Except it's a Mark II. I'm pretty sure this is doable. I'm just trying to make sure everything we need is set up. So it'd be like that. That is everything I think we would need. I don't know if this would need to be a Mark II. Just disconnect that from there because we don't actually want water going down there, but it would then have water going down here, connecting to, and get rid of that end bit there and that end bit there. Connecting to all 4 of the farms. That looks good. Next thing would be this over here. So we are going to have a flat and a U-shaped for each of these. So how are we going to handle this? This might actually be the place where we start using lists. In fact, these might be too close together. So if we did that, so is that? No, because that's the wrong sort of. Yes, obviously that wouldn't work. So we could get that there. That there. Then getting these. Okay, so what if we brought that up to like height 1? Like that. And we did that. And we got rid of those two. Not a massive fan of that, and I don't think that's really going to work either. No, because that has to go all the way around that belt to get there. But does it? If I just did that... Why can't you just... Yeah, like that. That's what I want you to do. Yeah, like that. That's okay. That looks alright. I'm quite happy with that. I keep copying the whole farm. I just want that little bit of belt. Keep copying the whole farm. I just want that little bit of belt. That's the wrong type. Why wouldn't you give me that same belt? I copy from there. Like that. And then we'd have to do something similar over here. That's fine though, because we are going to have to run... So though we're sharing pipes over here, we're obviously not sharing the outputs as nicely as we were. But that's fine. So what did we do? We took the flat belt out one tile and brought it down there. Yeah, that's right. And then we took the loose belt. We brought it up to height 1. Brought that there. Up to height 1. Like that. Cool. So there's quite a lot of belts to make this work, but it is what it is. There's not really a good thing we can do with this. We could put it here so it's close to this one, but then all that's got to make its way over there, and this is more likely to end up being belt mark 2s at some point, so it probably makes more sense to have that there. If we wanted storage, that would look something like this. Just giving it a little itty bit of space. Like that. Okay, okay. So once we belt these up though, we're not going to be able to take... When we started building big diggers, which I think is actually the last tier of digger, they won't be able to go underneath these. They will be able to go up there. So they will be able to get to stuff still. Gets to stuff. That's how you pronounce things. That's fine. So we are going to take this belt. We are going to come... So you can't just turn and go up to 4. There we go. That's what I want you to do. So you're going to go up to height 4, because I'm assuming... Yeah, height 5 collides with that. That's fine. Then we're going to bring you all the way over here. I think you are this one, aren't you? Why can't I get you on that square there? I want you on that... Yeah, there we go. So I'd want you like that. And then I want this one, doing it again, just pick up the flat from there. You are going to come off of there, you're going to come up here to height 3. I'd like you to stick underneath here. I know you're not compatible, I don't want you to be compatible. That seems like the best we're going to get there, that's fine. You are going to come slightly further over. You are going to go to here. If I go to there and go down, that's fine. So if I go to there and go down, that's not fine. So let's go to there and go down. Excellent. So we are going to struggle to get trucks through here. This might be the first place we look to put lifts in, just to stop trucks having to go around. But then what do we have to go down here for? A bit of sand and stuff? Yeah, I'm not sure that's actually a massive problem. Okay. So let's do the loose first, the loosey-goosey. So you're going to connect to there. You're going to go up to height 4. You're going to come all the way along here. And you're just going to connect into that. Easy peasy. And then we want the flat, which is going to connect to there. You're going to go up to height 3. Sticking underneath here. You're going to connect to that. And there we go. That is our new farm setup. So what do we need to build here? We need this pipe. And we need this pipe. That is an absolute must. Ideally, we'd have at least 2 farms built, which means we'd need those belts and those belts. We would also need that belt, that, and that. And that, and that. Might be able to get away with direct connecting those. I don't think we quite could have. Ideally, oh no, we are also going to need this pipe built and this pipe built. And then we are going to need this one built and this one built. Now, I don't know if I'm out of construction parts. I already am. So it's going to unity as much of that as it can. So I think it has actually unitied everything there. Yeah, it has managed to unity everything. We are going to check that they have got the correct planting done. They have. That is excellent. So we now have at least 2 farms going. And we also have 26 months worth of food in here, plus a whole bunch of storage on top of that. Looks like this we were not able to unity. Not the end of the world, because it'll be able to get into the storage in the meantime anyway. So what we can do is we can just unpause. Not all of it, because I don't want that extra pipe done. As in the sort of the fertilizer pipe, although we probably built... No, I don't know which one's the... Yeah, so we don't need that one or that one. So let's save a few construction parts there. So if we build those, we're also going to need that, 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 and that single little tile there, and then that one as well. We're also going to need all of that done, but we probably can't unity that, so we'll just rely on trucks to get those done, make sure they're set up correctly, which I assume they would be, but it doesn't hurt to be sure, does it? Does not hurt to be sure at all. Excellent. We have more housing. We do have plenty of workers, so I'm not going to unpause the beacon yet, but that's just additional housing in case we have just a little bit of breeding going on. If we have a quick look up here, what's taken all of our unity? Where air pollution's a big problem, and water pollution's a big problem. We also have 2 edicts on, which are taking up a big chunk of our stuff. We also have an oil rig and 2 research labs. We are also about to upgrade that oil rig, which is going to increase the unity drain on that as well. You guys were struggling to get somewhere, but you've immediately given up with that. You don't care anymore. That's fine. So, wood storage is full again. So I'm also going to unpause a few more of those. because we don't want idle tree harvesters. Ideally, like I think I said before, we'd want these built the other way, so we could put an alert here. I suppose if we put an alert on this one, and say when you're full, that works as well, doesn't it? So we've delivered cargo to the oil rig. Excellent. So this is now upgrading. It is now upgraded to a Mark IV. So it is only doing 60 at the moment because it's on 2 times. But if we say we want you to be 4 times, it makes 120. Obviously, that does increase the number of workers and the unity drain. Is what it is though, right? Is what it is. Not a lot we can do about that. We do want that making extra barrels. If they're not picked up, they're not picked up. But at least we have that potential now. Okay. So the only thing letting us down at the moment, again, are construction parts. Trucks are still not able to get to here. I thought there'd be... You. Is that not close enough to get there? I really thought it would be. I really thought it would be. Not a lot to do about that, is there? Not a lot to do about that at all. We'll just let them store up, and then we'll just have to unity any of the the construction part 1 bits we need. This has now been built, which is excellent. We already have a potato harvest coming in. We already have a vegetable harvest coming in. That is excellent. We can delete that. So this has now gone up to 46 months because it's now counting this and this. We essentially have 2 stores doing that. Excellent. I feel like we've already made like a huge amount of progress this video. The next bit is the bit I'm sort of terrified about, which is rebuilding just huge chunks of this. Huge chunks of this. I wish, looking at this, I immediately wish I had built this in line with these. That is frustrated me immensely. But what we should now have is not there. In here, we have a recipe to take 24 pure copper, use 6 acid, and make 24 copper rather than 24 to 19.5, because 19.5 is a silly ratio. Now that's quite an easy fix. Let's just check the rest of this. So this makes 24 molten copper. They use 12 each, which goes into this one here. Excellent. I would probably want to just delete this. So I would love to have this line up, except that's why I moved it down there, because that isn't flat. So what I should have done was pushed all of this down a bit. Okay, so that is what it is. But I will probably want to delete this. That water storage is right in the way, and I don't know if we have anywhere else to store water. And I don't really want to delete these, because it's just a nice extra bit of water for us, should we need it, but it's going to be in the way. So we're going to want more copper at some point, so I'd like to rebuild this. Maybe even a bit further away, so we have a room for expansion if we want to do more iron or steel. Not that we could go much further because of this over here. So first things first, mining designation, get the rest of that bit as well. You may as well come up to here, but I think that's all flat there anyway, so I don't think you're going to dig those bits, but I don't want to undermine that. I don't think there's a pillar quite on this one, so we should be okay there. So let's do that, and let's go to the Flattenator. And then let's just make sure it is doing this bit over here before it does anything else. Just flatten out that area like now. And let's see if we can get that done. And then we can delete this, delete all this, shift that up somewhere else. Excuse me. I said excuse me because I coughed, but no one else could hear me cough, so it's sort of a pointless thing to say. Hey ho. So we do now have 4 farms going. I'm going to pause one of those because we know that we are making too much food. I'm also going to pause this one. I do want them constructed, but they are probably quite a low priority. So So let's get that marked down as well. I do want them there so we can just unpause them. I suspect 2 farms might be able to keep up with demand as is, because we had an excess of food being created when we had 3. So we'll see how we go. And if this one, well, I suppose that one isn't going to fill up because this one's going as well, isn't it? So we'll have to wait for that to drain, but that looks like that is on its way already. This one looks like it is empty. It is. So let's delete you. Let's delete you. Except you're not quite empty. You have 8 potatoes in you. You have 0 potatoes in you, so we can delete you and you. And you are also empty, so let's delete you and you. So that potato, I think they just took the potatoes out. That's fine. So that just leaves those belts with a few little bits on, and then when that one drains out, we will delete that food market completely. Maybe one day we'll put one up here to connect directly to this one, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll see if these 2 on their own are able to keep up with demand. We'll see. I definitely didn't pause the construction, did I? No. Excellent. Cool. So what's next? Excuse me for that one, because you definitely heard that. So limestone's fine. Copper is... iron ore is fine. Copper is fine. Coal is fine. So all of our trucks are doing okay. You are not doing anything. Don't tell me the wood storage is full again. I know we just haven't built the extra wood storage yet. Okay, that's fine. So you're probably just waiting for the tree harvesters to need you then, I guess. This is looking okay over here. Only spun up 2 of those because they produce 2 megawatts. Oh, it's probably because the flywheels are going as well. I don't know what the auto balance does. I sort of understand vaguely what it does. Like, if there's enough power on the flywheels, then it will spin down the turbine. Because it doesn't need to be producing extra mechanical power if there's extra power on the turbines. But I don't really understand enough about it to say whether that should be on or off. Would you turn it on for all of them? Would you turn it on for all of them? Tree harvester has no trees to harvest. What's this? What's this? You're a filthy liar. You're a filthy liar. And I condemn you. Quick check to make sure there are no other trees dotted around that shouldn't be there. And then we're probably losing a few trees here with this mining going a bit far, but that's fine. And then get rid of those. That's the next thing for you to do. You're going to waste a bit of fuel going back and forth. Hey ho. And also you. I don't want this one solitary tree here. So this has just come back. It is filling up all the diesel store. That's looking good. We are getting rid of... I thought I paused this pipe. I mean, the sulfur is full, so it's fine that it's outputting the sour water this way. But I thought I paused this pipe. And I thought I'd put an alert on that to say, no, let me know when you're full. I suppose it isn't quite technically full yet. That's fine. So you are busy digging all of this away. That is excellent. Is it going to be enough? It should be, because we're going up to here. So it'll be okay up until this point. And that's quite a chunk to take out there. I might just tell it to do all that. Because at that point, we are going to struggle. We'd actually need to do that one as well. Otherwise, we're going to struggle to get trucks behind it to load it up. Or belts, should we get to that sort of point. Oh, no, do that as well. I apologize. Right, so they're going to do their thing over there. They are happily dumping over here. This is actually nearly done. This is looking good. It would be nice to take that out and do a sort of another row there. Do I want to just sort of fill this up all the way over here? Why not? Why not? Might as well. Don't need that bit there, so we'll get rid of that. Excellent. And then, I think we'll do the beach then. I think we'll start making like a straight line over here somewhere. I might finish off doing this as well. Just leveling all of this bit out. We've sort of sacrificed this area over here a little bit. Maybe we'll do like one here to see if we could get away with fitting in something there. Yeah, we'll see. We have salt. Okay. Glass making is on its way. That is excellent. Loose door has high supply of sulfur. Yes, that was the alert, so I'd pause this pipe, but I don't need to, because it's just carrying on anyway. That's fine. We don't care about that. We have water recovery, however, which is something I am interested in. So if we look at waste management, no. If we look at power production, no. If we look at water, yes. We have a cooling tower. What does the cooling tower do, you say? Well, let me tell you. So the cooling tower will take in any form of steam, whether that's high, low, or depleted, and it will produce water from 24 units of any of these. At the moment, this high pressure turbine produces 24 low pressure steam. We could put that 24 low pressure steam into here, turn it into 12 water. That's just free water. So if we build 2 of these, we put these, ideally we'd have them like there, but I don't want to get rid of the cooling tower quite yet. If we connect that to that, we can't do that one. Okay. Get myself all confused. So if we build them a little bit further over, can't build it there. So if we build it there, we'll then be able to connect that one to that one. What do you mean that won't connect to there? Because it can't have it connected directly into it, I'm guessing. Okay, so always something, isn't it? So we put them one further away. We do that. We do that. Obviously that's not going to work as it is, but what we'll do is we'll flip this over when it comes to it. So if we unpause all of that, that is going to be making us roughly 24 water. It's not a lot of water. It's not a lot, but it is something. We want to bring that over here into here. Ideally, I don't want to go over this. So I'm actually going to come out over this way. I was almost there. Bring that back a couple of tiles. Pop that into there. It does some weird hawky-balkiness there. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's get rid of that. It is just a Mark 1 tile, isn't it? Yes. Just want you to go straight. Just want you to go to there. Okay, you are starting to wind me up now. That's fine. It's a little bit weird and hawky-balky, but that's better. We will unpause that as well. Yeah, weirdly, it went down one level there. I'm not sure why it did that. That's what sort of started all of this off, I suppose. But fine. It's fine. I suppose we could have routed it. Oh, no, because they go down there. That's fine. And then this will be its priority input. Wait, is that a Mark II pipe? Wait, no. That's not a priority input. That's the priority input. So we have a priority input for the water that comes out of the sour water stripper. We have a priority water output from the cooling towers, or water input I should say. That's just going to reduce the load on these 3 ever so slightly. The sour water stripper isn't running particularly often because we're not using up a lot of the sulfur, and the cooling towers aren't running at all at the moment because we haven't got any of these pipes. Can we Unity these pipes? Let's have a quick look. Yes, we can. So now that we've done that, we can take this pipe, we can click the F button, we can flip that over, we can pause this, and we can now immediately see this cooling tower go into work. They don't really need to be connected anymore, so let's get rid of that, because these just need to be directing 24 into 24. That is absolutely fine. These are now, however, not running. because that wasn't built. So that was a bit of a mistake. And this is fill, because I didn't build that bit of pipe. Okay. They can now get rid of their water. They're only producing 12 water each. That easily fits in a Mark 1 pipe. They are both running. They are both producing water. This has got some high steam going. Because I didn't build that bit of pipe. Try that again. Right. We now have 2 cooling towers going. Just recirculating a little bit of water back into the system. It's all good. We are losing Unity, however. That's because the oil rig is now costing twice as much. We also have 2 research labs and 2 edicts going. Water pollution is terrible. Air pollution is terrible. These won't really help that because I don't think outputting the low steam into the air was really doing much. The sour water into the ocean is terrible. If we have a quick look over here. Yeah, sour water is twice as polluting as waste. So every time we output sour water into here, it is twice as bad as us literally pooping into the ocean. That's pretty bad. So the sooner we can start using up this sulfur, the better. Would it be worth even putting on an extra store? What I could do is we could upgrade this. It takes 15 electronics, we have loads. It takes a bunch of, yeah, let's upgrade this one. Just to give us a little bit more wiggle room. This truck is struggling to get somewhere. Why? It's just because it can't quite get to that particular part, isn't it? That is fine. You've done your jobs. You've done your jobs splendidly. Let's get rid of that. You have nicely filled that in. I think we are going to come over here and just finish off doing this one just for funsies. So you should all be now heading over there. You are. That's excellent to see. Diesel is looking good. Sulfur is looking better. We'll be dumping less stuff in the ocean. We are still losing Unity, however. So let's come over here. Let's stop the... I'm going to stop the maintenance one for the moment. The only thing we can do to increase our Unity is we can reduce some of our pollution. We could reduce these, or we could give them other stuff here. Now, I know we had other things we have found. Oh, that's the other thing we could do. This, I don't think this is necessarily supposed to... That. Don't automatically return home. You don't always have to return home. So if we went here, you might have enough fuel to get there as well. We need wheat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's really going to be these are the next sort of distance away, aren't they? So go over there and explore. So we have, what's this? We have a sulfur mine over there. We have a coal mine over there. We have 2 more ships we could look at repairing at some point. We also have another oil rig as well. All of those things are going to be very useful. I will probably get another cargo ship done at some point soon, because I think that will be very useful. Did I not just tell you to go somewhere? I definitely didn't. Okay, that's fine. Off you go, Fang. Have fun. Goodbye. Have fun. So yeah, we'll fill this bit in here, and then we'll start building like a little thing on the beachhead here. I don't know if stuff has to be a certain level in terms of like building, but if we did like, what is that? It's a level 1. If we did like a level 1 there, and then just brought that all the way over there. Excuse me. And then brought that back in like there. And then at some point, We would also look to fill in all of this, but I'm a bit hesitant to do that because I do want the beach to be accessible. I'd rather they sort of finished off that one first, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. And then we need to start thinking at some point about this island over here. So maybe we'll get like that little beachhead done just so that's ready to rock. Because that means we can get at least another 2 docks in there, I'd have thought. And then we'll start thinking about how we're going to get over here. And I didn't realize it's been an hour already. That is crazy. How many times have I said, we're going to rebuild all of this? How many times have I said that? Countless times. So that is counting the vegetables in both of these, I believe. Although this one hasn't actually taken in... Yeah, so that hasn't taken in the extra potatoes and vegetables. I think because it's using up the stuff that's in this one first. But yeah, we're not producing enough to currently. Yeah, it's gone down to 32. It was 36 at one point. It'd be nice if it showed us like per store. 400 and 400. Yeah, it's using up that one first. If I increase the priority on this, does it use this first? And did I actually tell that to store potatoes? I didn't. I must have just copied it. That's fine. I'd like you to use this one first. What if I just mark you for deletion? Oh, it just deletes you. Well, I thought it would empty it first. Oh. Oh. Yeah. So a lot of stuff did get just transferred over there. Oh, and the rest of it just got transferred straight into storage. Okay. Not the end of the world. I thought we just managed to lose it all. I thought it was just like immediately. I thought it'd just empty the storage out. But that is not what happened. That's because you can't export from these. Okay. That's fine. Now we have these two relatively full. And we'll see if this keeps up with demand. I suspect vegetables definitely not, but we'll have to keep an eye on potatoes. So when it is full, it is on 25 months. Can I set an alert on this? I cannot set an alert on that. It would be nice if I could set an alert just to say, like, if that dips below 25 months, immediately tell me. But that does not seem to be an option. Okay. So the ship was in battle, that's fine, we won. Location explored, we did not get anything exciting. If we wanted to go explore there, we couldn't. If we wanted to go explore there, we couldn't. We're just too far away. So you may as well just go home. Slightly annoying that we only just enabled that option, but hey diddly ho. But we have nothing available to mine. We have a quick look at our mining designations. Yeah, we could try to get away with doing another one there. I think that's enough. What I might just do is say do that and that. There's a little bit there that we'd like to do, but that's just not an option right now. So let's do that. Let's go over to the Flattenator, edit its area, and just say just include that. Just to make sure that's as flat as possible. That means that we should then be able to move this all up here. So it's in line with this. So it'd be there. And that also then gives us a bit of room, even enough room to just squeeze in another one should we need. We don't want to there necessarily, but it just shows there's enough room for trucks and everything to get past at the back there. Excellent. And I did mark, yeah, like all of that. Okay, cool. We do want that one done though. Thank you. Let's delete that. Okay, so this is probably about time for us to stop then, isn't it? There are a few other things. Obviously, I still need to rebuild all this. That's going to have to be the first thing I do next time. I also want to do the concrete. How are we doing in terms of parts? Loads of Mark IIs. Much more than we can actually use, store, sorry. So we're using more than are being used over here, which is as you'd expect, because we have 2 of these producing parts. Mark 1s are not looking so good. Why is that? Because we should be making 12, 24, 36. And we should be using 12. So we should be making significantly more. It's because of concrete slabs not being there. We've got the wood there, we don't have the concrete slabs there. Is that because we don't have concrete slabs? We've got plenty of concrete slabs. It's just occurred to me I should have moved this bucket so it was like here and belted in. Just because if we want to expand these, this can be expanded this way, this can be expanded this way. These can only be expanded this way. And then we're going to run into trouble running this belt from here into here. So we're going to have to move this bucket at some point. But that's a problem for another point. The ship was fully repaired. Let's send it off 1, 2, 3 to there. Please find me some wheat. In fact, I should go to these. That's what I should do. That's only 2 away. Oh, I bet the wheat's there. I bet the wheat's there. Bye, Fang. Good hunting. Oh, I bet it's there. We're still waiting for this one to be built. I'm just going to Unity that. It just seems a bit silly that one hasn't been built yet. Yes, so next time we really need to get on planning all of this and what we're going to do here. Get rid of all this. Shift the copper over to... We want to have room to get at least... I'd have thought another steel on the go. So that's going to have to go like here. Which means the copper is going to have to go like here at minimum. Which means we actually need to get this dug out pretty quickly. So let's re-edit. If we just move this over a bit. I love this new... mining area selection tool thing, by the way. I think that's amazing. I'm a massive fan of that. Yeah, let's get them working on that. In fact, no. Let's stop that a second. Let's not do that. So we want them to focus on like this area. So let's bring this. Is there a way you can delete these points? Yeah, sweet. So we want you to really focus on like this. Probably to start with, we could bring that up a bit and even bring this in a little bit. Like do that. Because if we need to get steel there and copper here, we can't currently fit copper in. And we definitely need to remake copper. What we could do in the short term is pop this here. We could... That's not what I wanted to do. As long as a copy of the pipe. We could take this, plug it into here. This is going to be acid. Keep this basically full as you can. Build that. You are now going to have the acid recipe. That is going to be your primary recipe. Water is going to be your backup. As soon as we actually start getting acid in there, we will turn off this pipe. But we need acid to be there first. And that will give us just more copper, more bang for our buck. Because acid is essentially a byproduct. Because we're using the sulfur, which is a byproduct from... We are using water as well. But that makes 21 water. That uses 30. So it only actually costs us 9 water to make that acid. And a little bit of sulfur, which is just a byproduct. And they're all byproducts technically, I suppose. We've got ore sorting plants too as well. What else have we researched? We have no research. That's something we should get sorted. I'm not bothered about the stacker. I don't really know what I would do with it. Water recovery we've done. Recycling would be next. And then the paper we would need. We can't do fertilizers because we need the research lab. We have that. So, I can do that. So let's get fertilizers on the go, although I'm not sure. If you can make fertilizer one out of the ammonia and some oxygen, maybe that. But if I can get this, we can turn excess food into compost. We'll see. Let's get that done anyway. And then we need to get Research Lab 3, or Research Lab 2, sorry, done. And really think about moving our research labs. Okay, so let's do that. What's this? Ship was in battle. It won. Of course you did. Back into research. Pause the game. Cancel. What's the cancel? There we go. Cancel everything. Do wheat. Do fertilizer. Do corn. I don't know what we do with corn. We turn it into corn mash. With a bit of water, we can turn it into corn mash and animal feed. But we don't have anything to use the animal feed for at the moment. I love you can right-click it there to bring this up as well. We could burn it. It seems wasteful. We could put it into a boiler. Or we could turn it into compost. We'll probably make some corn mash, which I assume gets fed to people. And then we'll turn the animal feed into compost. And then the compost, we can eventually look to turn into organic fertilizer, which would just make us more food. We are going to need to have different farms for that. And corn and wheat. I wonder, does it tell us if we come out of this? We can unpause again. If we come out of all that, put it on 3. If we look at the belts, it's not there. Guess it's not there because we haven't got it yet. But I wonder if one of them's flat and one of them is U-shaped, or if they're both U-shaped. They sound like they would both be U-shaped. Maybe the corn will be flat and the wheat will be U-shaped. That would be nice, because then we could alternate those products on a couple of the farms and see about where we're going to do the production. I guess like here is going to turn into like our food production area. That's my sort of thinking. Anyway, we need to finish up. Because I'm doing that thing again where I just ramble on. Like 10 minutes ago I said, let's finish. What have we done today? We are almost on the verge of having constant coffin fits. We've got 2 cooling towers. We've upgraded the oil rig. We have rebuilt our farms, given us enough space for 16 housing blocks and 6 farms. We've still got the 2 farms down here. It's like emergency backups. They might turn into wheat farms or something like that. Ideally, I'd like to use these up here. We'll see how we go. We also have the option to expand out here like another 9. All that really means is using up. We don't even have to use up. We just have to move this all back a bit to accommodate that. That's not really that much of a problem. So we can also expand this out here without too much of an issue. Although if I turn that into food production area, then it is an issue. Then that's not going to work. So we'll see. We'll see. Wood storage is not full, but I am going to unpause a couple more of those just so they are on the go. Cool. Excellent. Good stuff. Very productive time I think we've had today. We've done a lot of flattening up here as well, making room for our expanding. We can't really do this, I guess, until we sort of know where we're going to put the copper and everything. We do now have a whole bunch of acid. Let's get rid of that. Do I want to get rid of it? I should have paused it. Can I cancel that? Cancel deconstruction. And then Unity, putting back whatever you put in there. Let's just pause that pipe. Don't suppose I really need to pause it. If acid's the top recipe, it will just do that, won't it? But now that we're making more, we already were making more copper than I think we needed. Now that we're making even more copper, we should get to a point where the copper fills up before the acid runs out, I would have thought. Yeah, because the acid is using the sulfur. I'm going to pause that pipe. I'm actually going to pause that pipe because we are actually using a bit more of the sulfur now, because we're using a bit more of the acid. We'll just keep that alert on. So if that fills up, and it's only just over half full, but if that fills up, then we'll know about it. Right now, this is not working fast enough because it can't get rid of the acid fast enough, which is fine, but this is being told to get full. This should be working basically flat out, which it is. Cool. And then we've done this as well. Cool. And we've also got started on flattening a whole bunch of the rest of the landscape as well. So this isn't necessary to build on quite yet. This is just so we have like our where we're planning to put it, and we can fill in the rest behind it. What we need to do is get the sand out first. I don't know how deep the sand goes. I don't know what these mean. I don't know what these mean. And I don't know if we dig down here, does the sea start flooding? If we block this off, does the sea evaporate? I don't actually know. We're just making ourselves a nice little lake. I've got literally no idea. I guess we'll find out. Cool. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Our housing's going down, even though this has been paused, which means our people are breeding nicely, so they must be relatively happy. I will see you next time in Captain of Industry, and as always, thank you very much for joining me.